In this video, I'm going to show you why Rescue Ace Diabellestar is a tier 1 deck and why it might be one of the top 3 decks in the coming format. Age of Overlord, of course, is a game-changing set. We get SP Little Knight, which counters Imperm, saves Turbulence, as well as the Diabellestar package, which is just insane. We haven't seen an engine like this since the power creep of the Adventure engine. And so stick around. I'm also going to show you some duels. We'll also show a deck profile as well, and what I think is the go-to Synchro Rescue Ace version. I'm going to coin that as the alternative. During the release week, we'll be doing deck profiles for, of course, Vanadium, Draco Slayer, and Rescue Ace Synchro. So, if that be said, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the video. Alright guys, so coming up first is a replay against Scareclaw, a deck that most of you know if you follow the channel. I believe my opponent is going first, and they have the Planetary Elegy card, which is something I've talked about on the channel. If you want to know more about that card, definitely check out this video here. And so we get to hit Scareclaw Lightheart with the Ash Blossom. Having a look at our hand here, we have the starter card, Sinful, Spoils Hunter Fiend, or I guess it's called Wanted in the TCG. This can be used in the draw phase, dodge, draw, and knockbird, search Diabellestar. It also has a shuffle and draw 1 effect. And of course, you can see we have the tuning as well. And so in the deck profile, I'll show you what tuner monsters we play and why I think you should invest in the tuning package. Let's continue the replay. After we hit the Lightheart, unfortunately he does have pretty good extenders already. He says pop the Lightheart, and he can even use the same Lightheart to go into a Lightheart, which I had a crazy moment. I was like, oh crap, you can actually do that. He flops the Arrival, I'm pretty sure, because he didn't get the draw 1 off of Rykart. He summons the Triheart. He has IP's protection, and so off the bat I know for a fact access code will not be able to pop this card, but it can deal some damage in the battle phase. But again, he's going to do his Scareclaw combo, which gives him Acro. And so, okay, now it's getting serious because, you know, we may be able to take him out with the access code buffed up to 5300. And so that is our game plan. But also SP Little Knight, one of the easiest cards to summon. It was made for Rescue Ace because it can help dodge Imperm when Turbulence resolves, or it can just banish a card. And so you're seeing here, you know, a towers like monster. You know, Triheart is pretty infamous, but it's not good against Link monsters, and I feel like I'm the villain now because this is the deck I used to play. Let's do the Diabellestar package again in the draw phase, being drawn on Lockbird, so they can't draw us if they had it. And let's do it. We get the Revolution Synchron. There's a Hydrant. I did not activate Hydrant's effect here. I simply summoned Fire Engine because I normal or special a Rescue Ace monster. We're doing the Diabellestar package, and we just get some crazy advantage. Honestly, the fact you can send cards to the graveyard with Diabellestar and it doesn't have to be like any specific type is so easy. And you really get to see here the synergy we have. You know, do a nice little Book of Moon with Preventer, put the Acro face down, and then the attack boost is gone. We get a link of Preventer. Preventer brings back the Airlifter, and then Airlifter's effect goes off. You'll love to see it. And there is the emergency. So we have a Turbulence setup going forward. You should play the Dark Charmer with Heat of the Fire Charmer because of Celine, because Celine can bring back Diabellestar from the graveyard. But in this case, we simply go for an SP Little Knight. We immediately recognize how broken this card is, and it's definitely a card I might run as a 2-of. And so yeah, we do a nice little spot removal on the Triheart, but by Triheart, and then we summon the Laval Salamander. I'm sure you guys have known if you follow the channel. This is my version of Rescue Ace. I personally never enjoyed using Prosperity in this deck. I feel like the toolbox is part of the power of this deck, and when I remove some of it, I remove my potential in that game state. The tuning mills are really clutch, and in an OTS it helped me win so many games. In my most recent OTS I did. But also the draw 2, discard 2 is not bad. Sometimes you're discarding cards that help you summon, Prevent, and Turbulence. Let's continue though. We're going to discard 2 cards there. Again, bring Revolution Synchron back. Let's put a Link monster in the graveyard because we're going to summon Savage Dragon, and so we can happily again use SP Little Knight. Yeah, we're just doing simple access code stuff here. So much advantage. Again, we went second, keep that in mind. But the Diabellestar package, the tuning package, has just given us so much. Gave us a draw 2, a draw 1, and here we go. There is the Turbulence, recognizing the opponent has nothing that they can do. Unfortunately, we don't get to OTK because all the attributes we used were dark, but the opponent does something quite silly here. It's highly likely the opponent couldn't do anything anyway because of the set 4. And so that was a really quick duel. Again, just want to showcase going second against a towers like monster, what SP Little Knight can do, and what the Diabellestar package and the tuning package can do. Okay, moving on to game 3 from my Labrynth best of 3. This was a pretty interesting game, and the main reason why is the opponent does so much with their hand. And you know, if you've played against Labrynth Furniture, this is clearly the best version. Torby, and I think Q Clock is his name. These cards are amazing. Big welcome Labrynth. Bounce that card back, do a hand rip with a lovely Labrynth, and he hits. He doesn't hit the evenly matched, which is cool because we have 2 of them. And yep, here we go. This is our turn now. The opponent has a set infinite permanence. That's pretty scary because I guess the player recognizes to beat Rescue Ace, you Imperm Turbulence. But I do want to show you guys how we dodge the Imperm through everything. And so, you know, let's watch the gameplay unfold here. He does a Torby, sends the Ash to grave. That's a ballsy move. I respect it. Sets a big welcome Labrynth, obviously setting up a lady. He does the Q clock, I believe, to activate the normal trap he just set, which is pretty clutch. I believe the opponent recognized I was going into the bow phase, and that's why he's doing all this stuff. And so yeah, he's gonna get some advantage. Again, do another hand pop, I'm pretty sure. Yep, he hits the evenly matched, and he's probably thinking, yeah, I'm chilling. No, you're not. I've got a second evening match. And so yeah, we're gonna rip the board. Unfortunately, he does keep the imperm, and that's where I got super nervous. But let's see what happens. I'm very curious how this game goes. Let's keep going. We searched the emergency. That's great. I wonder if my opponent should have impermed that. But again, you know, playing blind against Rescue Ace, you really should be keeping the imperm for Turbulence. We had a prevent in hand. He did not know that. And so let's continue. We have an emergency, which we used quite early here. Get the Hydrant. We know the imperm is there, so let's summon Hydrant when there's another Rescue Ace on the field, so it can't be targeted. And there's the Turbulence, and so of course SP Little Knight coming in clutch. Bring out the Linkery Bow, bring out the SP Little Knight. And this feels like engine. This actually feels like Rescue Ace Little Knight, just because of how much it helps Rescue Ace. It's actually insane. Kind of worried for how splashable and powerful that card is. Will it ever go on the ban list? Who knows? It's not even out yet. And this is the cards I set. We have a Rescue. Rescue, of course, we have, I believe, a Hydrant. Not a Preventer in graveyard. We have Emergency as well. We have a Reinforce and Extinguish. And so let's go. Let's continue the replay. We're doing Extinguish. Let's get rid of the lady. And then let's chain the SP Little Knight. But he changed the big welcome Labrynth. And so this became just a really silly but also satisfying chain link. Let's keep resolving it. Preventer comes out with Rescue. Emergency gets ashed. And then he gets to say Ice Prison. But funny enough, we don't have the right materials engraved for his Ice Prison. And so again, we're still dancing around this trap card, the defensiveness of the Labrynth deck. And here we go. The opponent does something, he has an opening, and we take advantage of that. We get to Book Immune, the new monster Stellar Nemesis Typhon. And so this card is amazing, but it's not a quick effect to bounce. And so the second he goes into this Book Immune, the opponent has a Ice Prison. And like I was saying in the previous replay, look at what we're doing in the end phase of the opponent's turn. You know, using Reinforce, banishing it, setting an emergency face down, and then when it comes to our turn, we just activate it. We really don't care what the opponent does to us, and I think they recognize that as well. We have too much advantage, and that was the end of that game. Let's move on to one more replay, as Gate Guardian happens to be the counter for Rescue Ace, because everything in the deck targets. Gate Guardian can negate 3 instances of a target. Okay, and here's my replay against the Gate Guardian deck. The opponent is going first, and he does a Fusion Conscription, which is kind of like Fusion Deployment, and he turbos out the Gate Guardian. So already off the bat, you know, this is going to be quite difficult. Let's see how we deal with this. We have the Hunter Fiend Wanted starter card. We have tuning for the Revolution Synchron. We actually have a pretty nice hand, honestly, because of Rescue coupled with Emergency. But we also have 3 cards we're supposed to set with Turbulence. So this is also awkward at the same time. The opponent has a Popper in the back row, so that's going to be annoying as well. They can take out Turbulence with that. Let's do it in the draw phase. Let's add the Diabellestar, and let's see how we use this engine. Let's start with the Airlifter. We don't even need this, but we want to threaten what the back row was, or we might as well get the advantage on search with it. Let's get the alert. Let's use that. Let's get the Turbulence. Let's get another search. And in any case where you know you're gonna get multiple searches, just keep it safe and always search Turbulence first. You never know what the opponent might have. And then Hydrant, after the resolution of alert, would search Preventer. And so we have so many cards in our hand here. I titled this replay Big W, and I'm starting to see why, because yeah, this is actually insane. Okay, so some of the Turbulence, the opponent has a face down. We kind of disrespected it, but we have so much advantage, I don't think we even cared. Right now, I'm just trying ways to get rid of and use up the Gate Guardian negate. And so because we have Hydra on the field, remember, once per turn, we can use a set Rescue Ace spell of trap that another Rescue Ace card set. And so we obviously want to get rid of the Gate Guardian monster. So let's threaten some stuff here. Again, we're not really worried about what the opponent is going to do here. Preventer chaining 1, Gate Guardian chaining 2, Contain chaining 3, chaining 4 Gate Guardian to negate the Contain, but it has 1 more negate left. So let's find out what happens here. And I believe, there we go, the Turbulence is able to target the Gate Guardian monster. Correct me if I'm wrong, I believe he should have had 1 more negate here, but for some reason he does not use it. I'm not entirely sure why. And there we go with the Preventer. Oh wow, okay, so we actually chain block. That is the reason why. Okay, that's actually quite crazy. In the moment I wasn't sure. And he brings out Gate Guardian of Thunder and Wind, and so we've got another monster we have to deal with. The Diabellestar package is going off. Hydrant's done his work. Let's bring out Jet Synchron. Let's summon a Baron de Fleur, which is so, you know, again, it feels like engine now in the deck. Let's go for a tuning. We have the Airlifter. Let's bring Hydrant back. I have no idea why. Okay, that's why, for the SP Little Knight. Again, this card just feels like a Rescue Ace card, and I think Rescue Ace is one of the decks that use SP Little Knight the best. And so let's continue the replay. Bring out the Laval Salamander. You'll have to see a draw 2, discard 2. We flopped that super bad, I know, but that's absolutely fine because now we get to shuffle, draw 1, and then summon the Jet Synchron, bring back the Revolution Synchron. I don't know why. Summon the Broader Savage, equip Linkuriboh. The issue is we use SP Leonard's Banish effect, which is so powerful, so I understand why the drawback is here, which is you cannot attack directly. And so, yep, let's go reinforce to set the rescue, and then we summon a Dark Charmer. I believe I was trying to summon the Gate Guardian fusion monster. It said in EDO special summon properly. It wasn't a fusion summon, so maybe that's why I could not bring it back. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments down below why that happened. We recognize we have extinguished one of the most powerful cards, and so, you know, we get to summon Hydrant, get that second effect. The opponent has a card of demise, let's negate that. But the opponent has more stuff going on. Search the Kazajin, search the Sanga of the Thunder, but the opponent passes here. And so unfortunately they're not able to bring out the boss monster, the Dark Gate Guardian. And so there is Rescue Ace Headquarters, shuffling 4, drawing 1, and we have drawn again the original Sinful Spoils. We're just extending like crazy. Bring out Celine. Diabellestar is a spellcaster, which means Celine can bring it back. And so I think Celine is something we definitely want to play. In this case, yeah, we get like 7 counters, I'm pretty sure. Bring back the Diabellestar, set the spell card because maybe we didn't get to maybe shuffle the normal spell in, or maybe we already used it. We did actually with some of the Hydrant. And so yeah, again, we're just styling here, we're popping off, summon 2 Turbulences just because I can and because this deck extends like crazy, and there is the game. So let's move into the deck profile and I'll show you guys what we're working with after these duels, after these testing, what I think is a good version of the deck going forward. And if you don't like the tuning package, that's absolutely fine. You can easily just replace that with the Prosperity package. Of course, the obvious ones, let's get it out of the way. 3 Hydrant, you have to play it. I think by now, especially with the new version of the deck, you definitely play 2 Turbulence. The deck just feels so much more consistent. Why would you not play 2? Preventer is like a 2 or a 3 of actually. But Pulse Siding Eyes, sometimes if I'm desperate, side out one of them if I really need my side deck cards. Notice we are siding the Fire Attacker. And this is something I said in the previous Rescue Ace deck profile. In most cases, it's always Fire Engine. But against decks like Flu Wanderies, you know, I'd be more comfortable with Fire Attacker to draw that out. Against purely Fire Attacker's way better because we can't target their stuff. We want to draw the cards that beat Noir and their field spell, and so I thought that was quite important. I'm still rocking Monitor. I know a lot of people, probably 99% of people, do not play this card. At the end of the day, it feels like an extender. Because I'm playing all the Rescue Ace traps, it just makes more sense for me to run it. I found that I was always able to use Monitor quite well, especially bringing back Preventer, you know, because usually in your combo you're using Preventer to link climb, and so you don't really get to leave it on the field. And sometimes as well, you've gone through your Airlifter, you don't really want a special impulse, and so Monitor is the perfect substitute. Moving on, we play all the Rescue Ace spells and traps. The Diabellestar package, which is just standardized. Pulse Siding, again, if I'm desperate for my side deck cards, I would take out one of the wanted. Here is my tuning package, so I think 3 tuning might be a bit too much. The mill is super clutch and I love it. It's helped me summon Preventer so many times, helped me turn a 1-card engine into full combo, things like that. We're still keeping the Soul Synchron. We used it with the Preventer, summon a Barrier de Fleur. Death Synchron, you can bring it out with the Diabellestar package. We're still playing He Soul as well to draw another card, and it's great going first. And then to round it off, some hand traps. The deck is actually mostly the same. If you caught my other Rescue Ace video, which I got 5th place with an OTS, things that stand out is you gotta play Celine because it brings out Diabellestar from the graveyard. Remember, it's a level 7. There are worlds where that will help you summon a Synchro, which is really important. Sunlight Wolf is really interesting. I think SP Leonard becomes the default link monster so much that it's possible Sunlight Wolf goes. Not sure how I feel about that because I do like the draw that he so provides. And you obviously can't summon it with SP Leonite. It's a warrior type, not a Cyberse. And so I'm still debating that package. Moving on to SP Leonite, I might put Armorage back in because it does create a 1-card combo for Rescue Ace where you can draw with Heat Soul. It's not bad, and you can add a Preventer back to hand with the combo. Because of the Diabellestar package, because of the consistency it brings, maybe we don't need Armorage anymore. Dark Charmer, Heater. Now that Rescue Ace is tier 1, I'm going to say I think it is tier 1. Stealing a Turbulence and setting 4 is going to be one of the best feelings, and I feel like that is enough reason to play this card. Now, I really like IP Masquerena. Again, you know, playing this card with SP Leonard makes so much sense now because you can summon IP and then summon SP on your opponent's turn, and that's just really powerful. Linkuriboh is so important, almost to the point I want to run 2 Linkuribohs, although I may have to run Linkuriboh because, you know, Rescue is being popular and it being the main Ibli deck in the game right now. We're running 1 Typhon, and I didn't show it in one of my replays, but this card is actually amazing. When you're going second, you need everything at your disposal to break the opponent's board. Hopefully, you know, having that set 4 after breaking their board, that should secure the game. and so Doomsday is just that final nail in the coffin to break the opponent's board. It's a floodgate, you can just leave it on the field. I'm definitely going to keep running Doomsday as a one-off, and then here's my synchro package. Rescue Ace decks will now be running Baron and Savage Dragon, because in the standard Rescue Ace Diabellestar combo, you will have Diabellestar and a Jet Synchron, and there's your Savage after Hydra turns into a Linkuriboh. And so that's my extra deck, and here's my side deck. Again, just a quick one I put together. It's great in the mirror match too, you know, can't forget that it's great in the mirror match. Stops Turbulence. If they search Turbulence with Hydra, then they're really stuck because you surprise them with a Lancia. Things I would add in the deck would be maybe Triple Tactics Talent. And so with that being said, guys, that has been the deck profile for Rescue Ace Age of Overlord. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. Will you be trying this version out? And that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.